It should be illegal for people to look this good. Sticking at your gut. Oh. Hi hooligans, today we are watching Challengers, and full disclosure, I have already seen this movie in theaters and I freaking loved it, but I didn't get to review it on my channel just yet, so I figured once it comes out on digital, we can watch it together. So for y'all who don't know anything about this movie, basically two men become obsessed over Zendaya, which is, I mean, valid, which sparked a lot of discourse online of whether you are Team Art or Team Patrick, and you know, I have an opinion on this for sure. In fact, I think I have the most logical, correct opinion, so make sure you stick around until the end where I tell you whose team I am on. And with that being said, let's get into the movie. Oh yeah, by the way, this movie makes Sweat look so good in the sense that... Okay, so we immediately begin with this ultimate showdown between our main characters, Art and Patrick, and it takes the entire movie for this one game to finish. And in hindsight, I actually think this is a really smart decision because they use this match as a metaphor between these two players' relationship. And this is the most important match that these two guys will ever play. So it makes sense to get the entire context of their backstory to kind of understand why this match is so important and unlike any other. Yo, this music is so freaking good. It's crazy to me that some people don't like it. I've seen some people say it's too distracting and it's like club music, but I think it adds so much energy to this movie and it makes you as the audience feel like you're an athlete also. I promise you guys, listen to the Challengers soundtrack the next time you work out. It will change your life. And for those of you that don't work out, listen to it while you're working on something. Also, to add on one more thing, this adds so much tension, like not in a scary tension way, it's more like tension you feel playing a video game. And in a way, these three characters are playing a game with each other, so the type of music is perfect. Y'all know that meme that's like, I like watching this movie for the plot, and that's the plot.
First 250 as a qualifier.
And that's more of the plot right there.
But you can never count a guy like Art out of the conversation. He's gotten himself back healthy. He's in really good shape. He's got a great support team around him. His coach, Tashi Donaldson, who also...
Wow, I love when the news delivers the exact right amount of information about our main characters. Some might even call it exposition dumping.
So he can somehow find a way to get...
Okay, just so we're all on the same page, because this might be a little confusing for those of you that have never seen this movie. Basically, this is 2 weeks before that match we saw in the very beginning between Art and Patrick. So Art is married to Tashi. They have a kid together. Tashi is also his tennis coach, and they're very rich together. But Art has been struggling to win matches, so his reputation is kind of tanking. Ew. Okay, so by the way, each of these characters have like this little quirk. Art's just happens to be spitting gum in other people's hands. We'll see later that Patrick likes eating phallic types of food. And Tashi's quirk is that she likes to scream "come on" whenever she gets excited. And don't y'all make that more dirty than it is. Okay, I'm gonna try not to bring up the music every single time it comes on, but come on. It is so good. You cannot tell me this is a bad soundtrack.
Confidence he needs.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to put away those dogs.
Well, you out of the open too. If this isn't gonna be your year, then why bother?
I'm just rusty. It's a confidence thing.
Okay, so Art just lost that game that they were just playing, and clearly Tashi is more upset about him losing than Art is about it, so it clearly shows their personalities and where their priorities lie.
Mommy,
What's up?
can we watch Spider-Verse?
Not them referencing Spider-Verse.
We're just talking about tennis right now.
But you're always talking about tennis.
Ooh! She said, let's get a life, mother. How about that?
Play Cincinnati.
No, you cannot. Not like this.
What I noticed about Luca Guadagnino is that he's really good at creating a sense of intimacy through touch. Like the way he just touched her leg right now is like really subtle, but it makes it feel like they're having a real like private moment. And I feel like I'm the creep watching them right now. And I feel like that's a good indicator when something's like actually intimate and actually personal.
I love you.
I know.
Damn, that's so shady. Like, she couldn't even force herself to lie and say, I love you. Like, she's not even being subtle about the fact she just has no feelings for him, I guess. Sticking at your gut for the Riz.
He's a disaster.
I don't know. I think he's kind of cute. Carl.
He said, girl, let's be for real.
We need a card that works.
Okay, so we see Patrick is clearly living the opposite lifestyle as Art and Tashi because he can't even afford to pay for a night at a hotel.
Can I help you?
I'm a tennis player.
Yo, those shorts are shorting, okay?
You hungry?
Thanks.
Wow, she's so nice for that because I would have ate that whole thing by myself.
There's a rumor going around that we had a last-minute wild card.
Ooh, I wonder who that could be. That was so good. Just from his expression, like you could tell that he has very complicated feelings about Art, which clearly means that they have a history together. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you show and not tell. Fuck! Why do they all react like that?
Code violation, audible obscenity, warning, Donaldson.
Are you serious? That's like a legit rule that you'll lose points for swearing? Like, yeah, it's not a great look when you're swearing and there's kids in the audience, but that's an official rule? That's crazy. Okay, as a former tennis player myself, clearly, I think it's really entertaining to watch tennis, especially in this movie, but I'm curious, do the rest of y'all find this, like, boring? Because personally, when I watch, like, other sports movie, I find those incredibly dull. Wow, they're happy about that. Oh my god. I think I know who is the... and who is the... Okay, so if it's not obvious, this is 13 years earlier, by the way, and they're in their late teens, early 20s. This movie jumps around timelines a lot, but you can tell by Art's longer hair, and Patrick kind of looks the same, it's just that he's shaved. Oh, they are down bad, down horrendous even. You see what I mean when I say Luca is really good at creating intimacy and tension? They're actually like literally hypnotized right now. But can you blame them? It's Zendaya we are talking about. I mean, come on.
I'd let her fuck me with a racket.
Hello? Patrick is kind of freaky deaky. Imagine being Zendaya and just waking up and looking in the mirror each morning and being like, yeah, I look like that.
Which one's which?
Zendaya is so, let's just say, rhymes with bunty. Aww, I love this actor's smile. Like, he is so baby girl.
Cigarettes?
Yeah.
No. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's such a bad boy. Let's be bad. Ugh. It should be illegal for people to look this good. Like, no, really. It's actually detrimental to my mental health.
Because you think that tennis is about expressing yourself, doing your thing. But you don't know what tennis is. It's a relationship.
And therein lies the thesis of the movie. Tashi truly loves tennis to the point where she understands that it's a relationship and is fulfilled by tennis, while Art and Patrick clearly prioritize other things in life.
You both want my number. Okay, well, I'm not a homewrecker.
We don't live together.
That is quite the ironic line, as we shall see later.
Keep shooting our shot until she ends up making out with one of us, hopefully, and the other one sits in the bathroom.
Sure, if it came to that. What, you think that's beneath you?
Okay, once again, I kindly ask you to put away your dogs. Thank you very much. The way he just rolled out. But here we go. She's here. We're about to see the challenger scene.
I think there's no way that my parents would want me coming of age in an environment like that.
Why? What were they afraid of?
This whole scene is so good because it feels like a real conversation that you're having. Like, this doesn't feel like it's scripted. It feels like I'm in the room sitting on the floor next to them and just hanging out. I think it's just the perfect right amount of energy that's like awkward but also kind of flirty.
What about the two of you?
What do you mean?
I think, okay, another thing that makes these scenes feel really real is the use of silence. And I think we continue to see that throughout the entire movie. It's just like part of the style. There's a lot of moments where it's just facial expressions and silence, but you can read so much just from that. And the silence makes it feel like no one is rushing their lines, so it feels more organic.
I taught Art how to jerk off.
Oh,
I mean, he did it on his bed.
Okay.
I did it on my bed. We
Oh,
did it
but
together,
this
but like
is-
on opposite sides of the room. You know.
this is so awkward. I'm screaming.
And who finished first?
Oh, I don't
I
remember.
think you.
And how was it?
The way Zendaya just laughed at that was so funny, actually. And I forget how long this conversation keeps going, but it's so good.
Which one of us?
Patrick was like, I'm not waiting for her to make the decision for us. There's so much tension. Oh. Oh, okay, okay, okay. They're really getting into it, into each other. Whew, it is getting hot in here. Okay, okay, this shot right here, this is the money shot, alright? This is so good because it's very nuanced. Zendaya almost looks kind of evil here, right? And in a way, she is kind of being a villain. And she smiles here because she knows the two of them are acting out of control because of her. And power and sex are often two very huge driving forces of human nature. And you could just interpret all this just from that one look.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
Now that she's kind of stirred the pot enough and got them going, she said, all right, I've done my part. I've had all the fun I wanted, and good night. It's so okay, so now they are playing, I guess, the first match that we see that they're playing against each other, and this is where Tashi said she would give her number away to the winner. So, this is going to be the start of their lifelong rivalry. Oh, that's such a good move. If people saw that game live and that's the way he wins, I'm telling you, the crowd would go wild. Okay, so now it's flashback to the present game. And because we got more context already, we see Tashi is super anxious that Art will lose again because Patrick has historically been the better player and has beaten Art on more occasions. Aw, he still has that same cocky smirk. Dang, he only has $70 in his bank account. Which is $70 more than I have. Oh, that's a lot of butts. Can't show that. Oh my god, and full frontal You guys, I feel like, not to sound like a prude or anything, but like, I feel like seeing male genitalia has been a lot more common recently. Like, I feel like even 5 years ago, we didn't get so many dicks on screen. Now it's just like every rated R movie, we'd be just seeing them everywhere. And me personally, I feel like we don't need to see all that. Like, it's not cute. Let's go back to being fully covered. How about that?
The firm that I work for, we actually do something
Oh,
called
okay, so Patrick is on this date with this girl he met from Tinder. and now he accidentally ran into Tashi, or is it accidentally? And by the way, this is a week before the final game with Art.
Are you on a fucking date?
No. Well, yeah, but it's not. I just need a place to sleep.
Yikes, Wazowski. So clearly we see Patrick is not the greatest person either. But you know what? He's a hustler and I respect that. Okay, this is kind of important. So this is back when Tashi was still dating Patrick, and Art just asked him if they slept together because he's just like, I guess, curious and a little bit jealous. And Patrick did that signal with his serve with the ball, which means that they did in fact sleep together. And this particular signal will play a pretty important role later on, so I'm explaining it now. Okay, listen. Luca Guadagnino clearly uses fruits very intentionally in his movies. There's a reason why Call Me By Your Name was using that peach scene. If you know, you know. So I don't doubt that this banana could have some sort of underlying meaning.
I'm just surprised that you guys are still seeing each other, that's all.
And this is where we see how each one of them is messy boots. Oh, by the way, this is them now in college. They both go to Stanford. Patrick is not in school. He is somewhere else.
So why would I give a fuck if you love me or not?
I guess you would.
Oh my god.
Don't you think you deserve it?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, who
Art
wouldn't
is
be
just...
in love with you?
I get that he's like obsessed with Zendaya, but he's like such a snake, such a bad friend, dude.
I don't know. Are you seeing anybody?
What do you mean?
Right.
I'm
What do you
taken.
mean? Like,
What do you think I'm doing here?
Art clearly knows that Patrick is still dating Tashi, but he's acting like that wasn't a weird question to
You're not here to
ask.
visit me.
Messy Betsy, messy Betsy.
I just got the impression she's not thinking about this as a serious relationship.
You got that impression.
I
From a
can't.
conversation we had.
Not from a conversation we had. Okay. Yeah, Patrick knows exactly what he's doing.
Fucking snake.
Yep.
Honestly,
Look at his face right there. Look at Art's face. Like, he can't even hide the fact that he clearly is being a snake. This makes me want churros so bad.
I just don't need you to be my coach.
Well, someone needs to be.
Yikes. Okay, so Patrick finally got to see Tashi after being away on tour for a while. That's why he came to visit Stanford. And they were just getting freaky, which I had to skip because it was a little too spicy for YouTube. But because Art planted that seed of doubt in Tashi's mind earlier, now the two of them are fighting.
I was coasting by on talent going for you.
Oh. You know what's interesting is that if you are a good director at creating like intimate scenes, I feel like that also gives you a really good ability to create argument scenes that feel real.
Tashi Duncan.
Okay, so after they just fought, Patrick clearly decided not to attend Tashi's match, which may or may not impact Tashi's mental state and therefore her performance. Oh. Okay. Clearly it did impact her performance. I probably have to mute that and blur that because that was disgusting. Oh wow, look at Art to the rescue, the knight in shining armor to pick up Tashi as she's broken.
I'm sorry.
Out.
Okay, see right here, right now, I am a Patrick defender because they had a huge fight, which I feel like is a valid reason to not attend a game. Like, and he didn't know that she was going to get injured, but now he's checking up on her because he clearly still cares about her and is willing to put their fight aside because this is like something serious. So I stand with Patrick here.
Please! Out! Patrick, get the fuck out!
Man, this part makes me really dislike Art, man. Like, this is his perfect opportunity to swoop up Tashi, and he clearly is, but he's willing to completely destroy his friendship that he's had forever like over Tashi, and that's such an ass move.
Are you blind?
Why?
You're here to do your job, or you're just excited that Art Donaldson's over there?
I'm gonna give you a code
Oh,
violation if you don't
he's
stop this.
feeling feisty.
Art,
That was very out of
Lady wants
pocket.
your
Yikes. Okay, so that knee injury pretty much means Tashi's tennis career is over forever, which is what happens to athletes in real life, and it's actually really sad. I do feel bad for her, man. Like, your life's dream that you've worked so hard towards, crushed in one single day. That's pretty traumatic.
I was a homewrecker. Wasn't I?
Okay, so some time has passed, and Art is now trying to convince Tashi to be his coach. And by coach, I mean girlfriend. And Art and Patrick are no longer on speaking terms.
I really want to kiss you right now.
Ew, the way he said that was so icky. I really want to kiss you right now.
Code violation, racket abuse.
What? How is that a code
Penalty?
violation too?
Why?
I feel like I've seen pro tennis
Please.
players do that all the time, and like, yes, it's not cute, but I'm just saying these rules are
Blue balls,
really,
please.
really strict. Not that I'm advocating for like any sore loser behavior. I'm just saying let people express their emotions in the moment how they want, man. Unless it like obviously is violent, but he's just
not bad
getting his
playing
anger out
CDs
through his racket, and he has other rackets. Like, it's okay.
What do you think?
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the appropriate response. So, this right here is after Patrick went on that Tinder date. This is right after. And he just asked Tashi to be his coach. And of course, that is out of the question since Tashi is Art's coach.
You're 31, you have a better shot with a handgun in your mouth.
Damn, that was cold.
No, you're not 20 years old anymore, and it's not cute to
Right.
be walking around pretending like you need to grind it out at these bumfuck tournaments and sleep in your
Exactly.
fucking car.
That's actually so true.
And it is unforgivable that you would ask me to devote a single second of my
I'm with
fucking
Tashi on
time.
this one. Patrick needs a reality check for real. Okay, so now we're doing a flashback to 8 years ago when they're in Atlanta getting ready for the Atlanta Open. And at this point, Tashi and Art have gotten married already, right? And Patrick knows that because he saw that she was wearing a ring. And here he comes with a sledgehammer to their home. They're all awful people, I swear.
I'm just stopping by, man. This is where you live.
That was a good line. Okay, so now we're back in the present. This is the day before the final match. It gets a little steamy in here, but they're having, I guess, a confrontation before they have their final match. I think my biggest problem with this movie is that the time jumps a little too much and it definitely gets a little confusing. I'm even having a hard time trying to explain it.
I miss playing with you.
See, this could be interpreted in a few ways. We could interpret it that he's being genuine and he really does miss the good old days when they're just playing tennis. Or it could be a little more insidious because he knows that he cheated with Tashi back in Atlanta and Art isn't aware. So he kind of has like power and he's like playing with Art in that sense.
I'm too old for it.
Are we allowed to objectify people when they get to look like this? Because let's just say body yada 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 yada.
Tell me, doesn't matter if I win tomorrow.
No.
Wow. This is how you know she really doesn't love art. She loves the art of tennis, but that's about it.
Not a nun, I'm not your mommy.
I'm just asking that you love me no matter what.
Right.
What am I, Jesus?
Yeah.
I feel like Tashi really lacks some empathy. Like, it's low-key sociopathic. Like, maybe it is the trauma of her injury on her career. I know that was devastating, but come on now. This man is your husband, the father of your child. He loves both of you, and he is faithful from what we know. And she just treats him like his only purpose is to bring home a trophy for her. It's just, it really lacks some empathy, man.
I want to retire this year whether we win the Open or not.
which is super valid. He is in his 30s now. He wants to prioritize things like family, which is respectable. And that's interesting because Tashi literally told Patrick it's embarrassing. He's still trying to chase after tennis even though he's in his 30s, but she's trying to push this same thing onto Art when all he wants to do is retire and settle down, and she thinks that's like below them or something.
If you don't win tomorrow, I'll leave you.
Cold ass bitch. Look at this absolute look of desperation. It's like a little pathetic how badly his worth depends on Tashi, but I also just feel so bad for him because he just loves her so much to the point where he obviously betrayed his best friend, and she will just never reciprocate that same kind of love. It's tragic.
And you just hold me until I fall asleep.
That's so sad. He's like so sad that his like inner little boy is coming out again. She's completely over it.
The money just came in this
I
afternoon.
am not here to fuck you, Patrick.
You're not?
No.
Patrick has no shame in homewrecking. Also, for context, this is the right before the final match.
I'm asking you to lose tomorrow.
I feel like deep down a part of her does feel bad and does want to stay with Art, but her pride is just like a step ahead of that, and she's just so not confident in Art's ability to win that she's like trying to claim the power back in her own hands and begging Patrick to lose on purpose.
Okay, I'm taking such good care of my little white boys.
That's such an iconic line. And it's actually interesting because there is definitely some commentary on race in this movie, but I am not getting into that here.
You are the most egotistical person I have ever met.
About me is that I'm such a piece of shit that I can actually see you for what you are.
Right. Yeah, Tashi is totally projecting because in reality, she really is also a piece of shit. Probably on the same level as Patrick, but she's just better at hiding it. And her ego is probably the largest of all of them combined. So for her to tell Patrick that his ego is large, that's pretty ironic. Patrick can see right through Tashi, which is why in a way Tashi wants Patrick still, because only then she can be her most raw, awful version of herself. Okay, I don't understand why this part goes into slow motion, because I don't think I needed it, and I don't think I like that choice. Wow. Remember 5 seconds ago when she said she wasn't here to fuck? Oh well, look at that. Your husband being a good father while you were away cheating and destroying your family. Tisk, tisk. I'm definitely Team Patrick. Fuck the other two. Alright. Okay, so now with all the context we got throughout the whole movie, now this final match, final point, is going to be super intense because we know Patrick, in a way, has all of the power right now because Tashi asked him to lose on purpose, so he is kind of in control of the situation, and we shall see if he will actually go through with it. This is such a cool shot, and I forgot what it's called in, like, cinematography terms, but it is very much mirrors that shot when Tashi was on the bed and the other two were beside her. It's, of course, the whole point of the movie, right? She's, like, in between these two guys.
Time violation, warning.
He said, baby, let's move along. We don't have all day. Okay, so remember the signal that I was telling you guys about when he used back then to show that he slept with Tashi? Well, Art recognizes this signal. Tashi doesn't know what that means, but now Art knows that Tashi cheated on him with Patrick. So that means even if Patrick decides to listen to Tashi and lose on purpose, he's kind of already won because he ruined their relationship either way. That's really like a checkmate move. Yeah.
Deuce.
Poor Art. He is ruined. Look at Tashi. She has no idea what just happened. You see what I mean? They make Sweat look really good. It's like cinematic Sweat.
Art, you need to get into position.
He's a girl. Enough. Let's get a grip. Damn. He was trying to kill him. The ref is gonna be like, code violation, attempted murder. Oh, by the way, there's a little interesting fact, or maybe coincidence, is that the ATP logo is also an acronym for the three of them. Art, Tashi, Patrick. These close-up shots are so good because of just like the expressions. They realize that they haven't played a match like this with so much passion in so long. And for Art, he is finally playing with a purpose. His head is in the game, he has emotions, he has stakes in this game, and now we can have a real goddamn match. The music is so incredible, and I love that it's in the POV of the tennis ball. It just adds so much like dynamic energy to the scene. And now look, Tashi is interested in the match again because she can sense there's an energy shift. Even the ref is gagging. And that is the final point of the match. I'm sure it was so cathartic for all of them. And the way they just hugged there is very reminiscent to the past when they won their doubles match and hugged. And it's interesting because it's a little ambiguous who won, because was that even like a legal shot that Patrick did? I feel like someone who's more informed about tennis needs to chime in. But the point is, it doesn't even matter because it's done and they can all move on from there. Aww. This is so cute because I'm sure they're like reminded of when they were young and actually friends and not fighting over Tashi. Damn, even Tasha, who's Tasha? Even Tashi got her fire back because she has not been invested in tennis like this in years. And so in a way, she was also fulfilled by this match. And that's the last shot of the movie. Definitely a controversial ending. A lot of people hated that ending and want more, but I really like it because the point of the movie was to show the context of this match specifically and why it's so important to the three of them. And I'm sure we could see like what happens next, but like we don't need to. If they decided to create a sequel, like I would love to see that. But that's just the next chapter of their lives. That's not the point of this movie. Anyways, as you guys can tell, I am very much in love with this movie. I am obsessed. I love that they made tennis look so sexy and dramatic as hell. Now, when it comes down to my opinions on the characters and whose side I'm on, I would say, first of all, Art is definitely the one who is responsible for starting the drama between the three of them. He was the catalyst of their downfall, okay? But even though what he did was shitty, they were only teenagers, and after 13 years, you need to move on with your life, okay? You are all in your 30s. You can't keep clinging on to your past, and that is exactly what Patrick was doing, and Tashi a little bit, but hers is a little more excusable because she literally had a traumatic experience. Patrick, however, is still chasing after a woman from his past who is married with a child. If he truly loved her, he would be happy for her new life. But he and Tashi actually were completely content on home wrecking. And Art was the only one who is prioritizing things in his adult life, like his family. While Tashi clearly doesn't prioritize any people, she just prioritizes the game of tennis. So I think even though they all were bad people at one point or the other, the only one who really moved forward and kind of became a normal functioning person who is the least asshole of all of them is Art. So that's my answer. I am team Art.
Art.
That made me want to go play some tennis now. I know some of y'all are also probably inspired to go play some tennis, if not for anything, for the outfits. But let me know what y'all thought about this movie, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye! Hey hooligans, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed that, then make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, and then check out a few of my other videos available right now.